Coming up, the road to recovery.
If we already had the coronavirus, should we get the vaccine?
We'll answer your latest questions, plus new findings show some promising results for the vaccine in kids as young as 12 years old. The details just ahead. And inspiring kids. Two rival high school football teams come together for one unforgettable play. This remarkable story just ahead.
This is NBC Nightly News, Kids Edition.
Welcome back to Nightly News Kids Edition. I'm Lester Holt. It's always good to be with you. We've got a super lineup today, from our Inspiring Kids series to a story about hope in time for Easter weekend. The young star of a new movie will be here to share her message for kids. Plus, the history behind April Fool's Day, and I'll share one of my favorite pictures of the week. Spoiler alert, this video is adorable. But first, let's get to the news. Our top story this week continues to be the coronavirus and the road to recovery. New cases are on the rise in dozens of states, and health officials are urging everyone to please continue wearing masks, keep that social distance, and wash your hands a lot. But there is some good news. The number of adults getting vaccinated every day continues to increase. And as we just mentioned, one of the vaccine makers, Pfizer, just announced findings of a new study that shows the vaccine is 100% effective in 12 to 15-year-olds. Here with more in our Ask the Doc segment is our pal, Dr. John Torres. Dr. John, what can you tell us about the Pfizer vaccine trials for 12 to 15-year-olds and how effective they might be?
Lester, this is amazing news because right now we're finding out in the trials, but you have to remember this is initial information, so we need more information, but we're finding out so far it's 100% effective at preventing those 12 to 15-year-olds in the trial from getting coronavirus or getting COVID. And essentially what happened is the ones who got the vaccine, none of them got sick. Some of the ones who didn't get the vaccine ended up getting sick. Now we think that when this gets out to the real world, it'll probably be more around the 95% effectiveness like it is with adults, but the good news is they're going to look for authorization here pretty soon, which means hopefully by the summertime, kids, that 12 to 15-year-old group, can start getting the vaccines. So that way middle schoolers and high schoolers, when they get back to school in the fall, they're vaccinated, Lester.
All right, that's terrific news. Well, let's get to some of our viewers' questions. Our first one is about the vaccine, and it comes from some siblings.
If we already had the coronavirus, should we get the vaccine? Bye! We love Nightly News Kids Edition!
I want to go where you guys are. That looks like a great place. Thanks for a great question, Dr. John.
You know, that's a beautiful national park, but I'm glad they asked this question because it's important that you understand that, yes, even if you had coronavirus, you still should and need to get the vaccine. Now, if you had coronavirus, if you had COVID, then you have a little bit of protection, but we don't think that protection lasts all that long, maybe 3 months. You want to make sure that you end up getting the vaccine, get fully vaccinated, so you're as protected as you can be from getting COVID, so you keep yourself, your family, and your loved ones safe, Lester.
All right, our next question comes from Mississippi.
Hi, my name is Sophie.
And my name is Edison.
And we're from Madison, Mississippi. And we got a question. If you bring your toy outside like this toy, do you have to clean it back when you come back home? Bye. We love NBC Nightly News Kids Edition.
You guys have a great laugh. Well, Dr. John?
You know, I love her stuffed animals, and I have my own here. And if you're playing outside with stuffed animals with other kids, then you need to worry about these getting infected. And so you want to make sure that you clean them as best you can. You want to disinfect them. The best way to do it with stuffed animals, I'm using my pals East here and the Air Force Academy Falcon I have here. You want to wash them in the washing machine on a gentle cycle if you can. If you're worried about that, then you can also hand wash them, but you want to use gentle detergent and make sure you clean them thoroughly. Now, if it's something you use where it's like this, lacrosse stick, where you basically want to clean it off, you can just use a regular disinfecting wipe to go ahead and clean it off. Just wipe it down and clean it off. The same thing can be done if you're using things like this, which are the juggling clubs I have here. Now, Lester, for some reason, I'm learning how to use these juggling clubs, and my wife, Linda, has asked politely that I do this outside instead of inside. I don't know why.
I'm betting there's a lot of broken furniture that would explain why. Dr. John, thanks as always.
You bet.
Well, we received another question from one of our regular viewers about a particular day in April. Take a listen.
Hi, Lester. We have a question for you. What's April Fool's Day? Yeah, and how did it get its name? Here, Thayer, take an apple. Thanks. Bye.
You guys are funny. In honor of April Fool's Day, let's bring in our friend WNBC weather anchor Dave Price to explain. Hello, Dave.
Hi, Lester. Hold on, guys. We have to stop down. Lester, you have something on your shirt over on the right next to your mic. April Fools! April Fools! We got it!
I can't believe I fell for it.
Oh, it's a great question, and Lester, you did fall for it. April Fool's Day. That's what we're going to talk about right now. I love that. It's celebrated every year on April 1st, and it is a whole lot of fun, as you just saw. We got Lester. It seems that it's been celebrated for hundreds and hundreds of years by all different cultures, but its exact origins remain a mystery. Now, some historians think that April Fool's Day dates all the way back to 1582. A long time ago. That's when France switched from the Julian calendar to the Gregorian calendar. Now, in the Julian calendar, the new year began right around April 1st. But when things changed, some people were slow to get the news. It was a long time ago. Lester wasn't around then to tell people what they needed to know every night. So, some people had no idea that the start of the new year had moved to January 1st. And those people were jokingly called what? Right, April Fools, and others played tricks on them. Now, April Fools spread throughout Britain during the 18th century, and in Scotland, the tradition even became a two-day event at one point. Now, can you imagine 2 days of April Fools jokes? Now, these days, we celebrate April Fool's Day with silly jokes and pranks on family members and friends, and even anchors of the NBC nightly news. And that's a little bit of the history, Lester.
All right, Dave Price, thank you so much. Don't make me bring out my whoopee cushion.
Uh-oh, I don't want that. We'll see you soon.
All right, I want to show you our picture of the week now. Check this out. A mama bear found herself and her cubs on a street in Connecticut. So how did she cross the road? Well, just like we do, very carefully. You can see she's holding one cub while the other follows behind her. Then a few seconds later comes the third cub. And then a few seconds later, the mama bear goes back to get the last one. And the traffic is stopped so the bears can cross. How adorable. Time now for our Inspiring Kids series, a conference showdown between two rival high school football teams in North Carolina might ordinarily have been the highlight of the night, but it was the play right before kickoff that left both teams smiling. When senior Sam Jordan raced down the field Friday night and scored his first touchdown, the high fives came not only from his team, but his opponents as well.
It was the biggest day of my life.
Sam has a love for the game.
I've started being a football fan since I was little.
He also has Down syndrome.
The first thing actually I said when we walked out of the pediatrician's office was, well, he'll never play football. So that was really difficult for me.
You do grieve the dreams that you had before the diagnosis, but then you refocus and you know that there's still hope. And this was just a beautiful sign of that.
Sam has been the manager of the Lake Norman High School football team since he was a freshman.
I like helping them out and just being there for them. I spent 4 years with these cats, and they're really awesome.
But on senior night, he suited up, cleats and all.
If they're going to do it, they got to do it completely. Got to do it all out.
The video has been viewed over 2 million times. Sam hoping this will inspire others.
You're worth it. You're not a disappointment. Just be who you are.
A victory for Sam and a win for everyone. So happy to share that story with you. Well, speaking of inspiration, there's a new movie out this Easter weekend. It's about faith and the power of prayer, and it's told through the eyes of a girl. We caught up with 14-year-old actress Austin Johnson, who says with all that's going on in the world, she hopes the movie makes people smile and gives them a reason to believe.
I'm just a lucky girl who God decided to visit.
The movie is about a girl, Sarah Hopkins, me, who has a strong faith in God, and she runs into these people who need a little help, and she decides to pray for them and make their miracles come true.
Thank you.
The Girl Who Believes in Miracles is a new movie out this Easter weekend. It tells the story of Sarah, who hears a preacher's sermon and takes what he says to heart.
All you have to do is believe in God and pray to Him. He's listening.
So I just think it's very uplifting, especially in the time that we're in with COVID and everything. I feel like it's just a good way to burst people's moods and make people happy.
The film is rated PG, so kids check with your parents before watching.
Do you see him?
14-year-old star Austin Johnson says the movie's message, though, is for all ages.
I think that the main message of this film is to just never stop believing. Nothing is impossible, and so you should always fight towards your dreams and believe fully in what you want to believe in.
Austin says they actually made the movie 2 years ago, and the whole cast and crew became like a family, including 98-year-old producer Larry Jaffe, his first feature film.
Well, I just feel so lucky to be part of this. I'm so lucky to have this film because it has me looking forward, where all of these other people around my age only look backward. And I feel so lucky. I happen to have this movie. It has reinforced my joy of life.
Proving you're never too old to reach for the stars.
You know, it proves that age is just a number, because he still has hopes and he still has dreams that he's trying to fulfill. And I'm just glad that I got to be a part of one of his dream-making films, you know?
God brought it back to life.
Austin says she hopes the movie inspires you to dream big and stay true to yourself.
I think just, you know, never be embarrassed of what you believe in and always be honest and stuff, because there are a few times in the movie where people try to make fun of Sarah for what she believes in, or they mock her on what she's trying to tell people is true. And I just think that's wrong. People have their own beliefs and you should always stick to that. Yeah, you should just always stay true to your beliefs and don't let other people take you down for that. If you never stop believing, good things will come to you.
All right, well, that's going to do it for us parents. Just a reminder, if your child has a question about any topic, email a video to us at nightlinewskids@nbcuni.com, and we'll try to answer them in an upcoming program. And you can follow Nightly News Kids on Instagram. Thank you for watching, everyone. Happy Easter, and remember to take care of yourself and each other.